So COVID, for the broader consulting industry, actually, I don't have a great idea, but I would think it has definitely impacted the consulting industry because it's consulting is considered a discretionary spend by clients, right? And so if there's one area that they'd want to cut down on immediately, then that would typically be, at least consulting would be in that consideration set, similar to what an advertising budget would be or some other kind of gifting budget would be and so on. These are discretionary expenditures and that's the first area you'd kind of look to cut down on. But having said that, let me focus a little more on the social impact side of consulting. And in a way, I feel, the social impact consulting industry is a bit defensive, right? So if you think about stock markets, it's a defensive stock, right? Where the beta is not so high. And that's because you're working in sectors like education, healthcare, nutrition, agriculture, water and sanitation. I mean, these are evergreen sectors. These are always needed. Government budgets are already allocated towards these, right? Donor budgets are typically made for 5 years, right? So they've already allocated certain amount of expenditure towards these programs. And so the likelihood of expenditures getting cut is much lower than what would be in the case of, let's say, media or retail or hospitality or technology and so on, right? So I think that's just a general observation for the social impact industry, that it would be less impacted by something like a pandemic. Therefore, it's a little more resilient than other parts of the consulting industry. But having said that, some of the consulting budgets have moved away into more COVID-related programming by our clients, right? So if earlier they had thought of spending X amount of money on a certain program or and hire a consultant for that, now some of that might have gotten shifted to, let's say, preparing for the pandemic going forward or reacting to the pandemic that has already happened, right? And so that shifted away some budgets, and therefore price points might dip to some extent, and also some projects might get deferred. So some that might have come in by now might now come in only after 3 months or 6 months. So some of those things might happen. Also, next year's budgets for the clients are yet to be seen. Although some of them are long-term in nature, some budgets are year on year. And so depending on, how this year eventually pans out for them, next year's budget might look different from what they had already planned earlier. And that might have some impact on consulting. So that's from a business development and financial standpoint. I think operationally, there have been a few impacts as well. Like, we can't really go to the field in person. And so a lot of remote facilitation is happening now, right? We made remote facilitation guides where you can talk to end users and beneficiaries, using various remote methods to overcome certain of not going to the field, right? Similarly, all our client meetings are happening online over Zoom or webinars, or WebEx and things like that. But that's not really impacted, I would say, the execution of projects in a large way. A lot of projects can still continue to happen in spite of all these constraints. Right? Then finally is more inward looking on the people within the organization and what's been the impact on them. I think there again, because people are having to work remotely, there were some productivity related issues in the early days and months, because people are still getting used to the fact that they're having to work out of their homes and they just have one computer and an internet connection with them, and no one's around, and some people's homes are not set up in a very conducive way to working. So I think some of those adjustments needed to happen, and you need to move quickly to actually correct for those by sending people certain infrastructure at home and making sure all that is in place. But then also from a mental health perspective, right? Because how are people doing? How are they feeling? Are they anxious? Are their family members well? Are people going home? I mean, a lot of people's parents are staying alone and in different cities, and our employees are not being able to travel to them. So therefore, this level of anxiety has come up, and and things like that. So how should we manage that? Should we get one-on-one counselors? Should advisors be speaking to their advisees? Should we be having informal chats in our organization? How else can we support? So I think a lot of those things have also come up in the course of COVID. But I think all in all, I would say we are pretty well off, in spite of all the constraints that we are facing. And then finally, I think, there are lots of opportunities that have emerged also due to COVID, because people have realized that organizations were actually not so resilient as they thought they were earlier, right? A lot of them have been pretty badly affected, be it NGOs or be it foundations and so on. And so how can they think about their own organizations, their structures, the kind of work they do, how they operate on a day-to-day basis differently, right? And one of the key themes that keep emerging now is digitization, right? And that's become a big opportunity because both from a customer-facing perspective, how can you engage with customers remotely, which would have otherwise happened offline, right? And also from an internal-facing perspective, that how do I digitize and automate some of my administrative processes? How do I, thinking about finance, HR, how should I think about interviews and doing those online while getting people recruited, and so on and so forth. So I think people are now starting to think much more about digitization from a customer facing as well as internal facing perspective, and making moves on that. And also I think people have realized that something as large as a pandemic can't be solved by one person alone, right? And so that really humbles people in a way, right? And you realize that you need everyone in it together to actually solve for large problems, and that's created a bit of an ecosystem mindset amongst people, right? And they're like, okay, we realize now much more the benefits of collaboration, the benefits of bringing everyone together, taking everyone along on a journey, and towards a bigger vision, right? So I think a lot of these good things are also emerging from the pandemic, which I hope will sustain once things even die down.